Welcome to another Mad Hatter review. I smell a rat. We're going to review this. That's the whole joke. Anyway, Van Helsing Splinter. So when they first released the images of this, I wasn't that impressed. Okay, I'm going to admit it. I have to admit it. It's on YouTube. It's in the public domain at this point. But when I saw him at Comic-Con, I was like, yeah, you know what? It's a little better in person, okay? So I'm hoping that even doubles in the better in person when I open this guy up. So very excited to open him up. By the way, got this guy from Toy Stalker. If you want it, he's in stock right now. Use code HouseHatter, 10% off. By the way, also, while I'm plugging away, I do have something coming in that I'm going to give away on the Patreon. And I'm going to be putting up an exclusive music video on that Patreon first, and then it's going to go wide. But if you want to see it before anybody, you got to join. Come on, $5 for your buddy Hatter to do all this fucking content to steal, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at the Van Helsing Splinter right here. You got him. I like his glasses, okay? Very, very stylish. And yeah, Splinter as Van Helsing, always great. These painted images. I think that I've said this a few times that whatever artist this is, they should release his stuff as like posters or prints, and a bunch of people would buy that. They look fucking awesome, like the April and the Raphael and all those guys. But yeah, Van Helsing Splinter right here, and then you get the side right here, and then you get this side, okay, with the Splinter, and all of these are already released, and then the back right here. But interesting enough, it said, what did it say? Slayer of Shredder. So I think that pretty much has to confirm Shredder is Dracula, right? It's got to be. Who else is going to be Dracula? Plus, I think they mentioned that the foot soldiers are vampires, so it only makes sense. So look out for that. Obviously, the next guy on deck after him is Casey Jones. Casey Jones as Phantom of the Opera. Also got my pre-order at Toy Stalker. So let's go ahead and open the window right here. Let's take a look at him. Oh, there we go. Van Helsing Splinter. Will I like it? Will I love it? I don't know. But if you want an answer to that and all these other questions, let's go ahead and go to the videotape. And you know what? I got to be 100 with you guys. He turned me around. In hand, this guy's actually pretty fun because he's different than the other offerings from this line. What I love about him is the impression that he gives, or just the general vibe he gives off, is just this very, very smart, astute, capable professor type. He just has that thing about him. He's like the guy who you bring in. He's like like the wolf from Pulp Fiction. You bring this guy in, he's gonna fucking fix all your problems and tell you how to clean your car and all that. So they did a great job. It's just something about the glasses and the hat and the jacket. And I think initially what I was bumping up against is the fact that the gi kind of like extends there and you're just seeing legs. But you know what? It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. This sculpt here just exudes personality. That's what I like about it. It comes across as very organic. Splinter meeting Van Helsing, because Splinter is very sage. He's a wisdom guy, and Van Helsing is the same. By the way, it came with this background, which I really like. It's very, very elegant. It comes with that leather chair, and then like the bookshelf, and the what is that called? The gramophone in the, is it gramophone? In the back, and it just looks like he's gonna sit there and just kind of like talk to you about vampires and all that. So I'm definitely gonna keep this, use this in some photography. I gotta say, I really like this guy. He really grew on me very, very fast. His accessories help, and I'll go through that in a second. But again, he just has that kind of like Van Helsing thing about him. I love the coat. I love the textures in the coat. NECA does textures probably better than anybody, and this guy is all about it. From his fur to the hat to this whatever this coat is awesome. And a pea coat, right? And then like the fur lining on there. It's just so cool. It's just really, really cool. I love the job they did on the gloves. If you look at the gloves, they have what is it, like the 3 lines that are on the hand. And yeah, before I get into accessories here, let's just discuss paint and then articulation. Paint is it's immaculate. I can't find anything wrong with it. I mean, it's the same Splinter paint, it looks like, and the gray fedora I really like. I don't seem to have any QC issues. I love this strap. This strap, by the way, comes on him this way, so I didn't have to fucking futz around ace duck and try to get it on him. But I love that it has a few different things going on. It's got like sort of like the purple straps, and I'll put the things in there. But then it has this this gold, like see how it has these little dots of gold in there? That's all paint. And then just the buckle and these pieces right here. This is well painted. Ahem, Super 7. You got to paint your shit well. I'm sorry to invoke them, but I just went over that wave, and now I'm pissed off because this fucking paint is just great. And this jacket is kind of like the star. This brings it all together, and I love the texturing on that. So let's quickly just go over articulation. There's not a ton of it. Okay, this is a Universal movie mashup, which means that they are based off of the movie figures, which are also not super articulated. In terms of the head, by the way, that might be a drawback to some people. I know some people were talking about the other Universal figures, also with the articulation. I personally don't get these for articulation. I really don't care. I stand them up and pose them very minimally, but you know, if you do, yeah, these are not the best. So in terms of the head, speaking of the head right here, barely get anything out of it. I mean, you barely get it down. You get up that much, which I guess up is the most important because he's the shortest one, but you don't get a lot out of it. The shoulders go up about that much. They're decent. The elbows are pretty decent. The elbow has that thing in the middle, which kind of gives it almost like a bit of a double joint. Not quite, but much more than just kind of like the single elbow. And then you get the hinge and the rotation right there. In terms of waist, you get a little bit where the legs can kind of like break off from the torso, but you don't get a lot. The most of the articulation you get is in the legs, which it was in the other Splinter too, where it has the what is that called? What is it? Is it a hock? The backwards elbow, the backwards ankle thing that animals have. So you get the knee right there. The knee goes about that much. It's a single knee, and then you get this piece right here, and then you get the toe piece right there. So it's pretty decent. And then you get this tail, and the tail has pivot points, 1, 2, and I think just 2 pivot points. But that is really enough. Hopefully he stands. Oh, there you go. But very, very cool. Again, articulation limited, but it excels in what I need it to excel in, which is the look, the feel, and all that. So let's go into accessories because he's got a lot of them. First thing is he's got a stand. Thank you for that, NECA. He's going to need it. This Splinter and his movie counterpart notoriously fall over. So you got to stand with two pegs in there. Then you get this alternate head right here. Okay, alternate head with glasses. Check that out. That Splinter face. Let me bring both of them up to the camera. They look pretty similar. I think it's the same expression there, but if you want him sans hat, you can do that. I don't know why you would. I feel like the hat is what sells it because that's Van Helsing. But yeah, get some hands here. You get these. I thought they were pointy hands, but this is actually where the crossbow goes. And then you have this like double finger point hand. So you get that, and they have gloves on, by the way. And then you have these hands that can grip either the arrows or the stakes as well. Speaking of crossbow, you get this really, really cool crossbow. I do love a good crossbow because you don't have to fucking futz around with the string. Although, does this have a string? Yeah, look at the detail. It technically has a string. I mean, you're not going to be able to do anything with it, but there's something just cool about it being there. And then it's got like this scope on there. It's pretty involved crossbow. It's pretty cool, and it's got different types of paint. It's not just one paint. So you got browns and blacks and all that. So I really dig this. Very cool crossbow. He'll be using that. Then you get 3 stakes right here. The edge of it has that kind of like, it's like a weathered look. This has definitely stabbed somebody, which is pretty cool. And then you get these very, very thin, small arrows, but you can put them in the quiver, which is really, really neat. So you get 3 of these regular arrows right here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then you get this arrow, which is almost like a grapple hook type arrow, which that's cool. And then you get this. I really like this. This arrow with the garlic in that. So you shoot that into a fucking vampire, he explodes immediately. So that's kind of cool too. And then finally you get this knife right here, which is always love a good knife. Here's all of them together. I'm going handheld because I recorded this already and I somehow deleted it, but here we go. You got all the turtles, or the 3 that are out. Obviously, Invisible Donnie is not out yet, or maybe I have him and he's just invisible. But you can see them all right here, and they scale really well with Splinter. He looks all small, diminutive, which he should, in front of him. And then you got April here. As a line, these guys look so cohesive. I think that's what I love most about this line, or one of the things I love, is they look really good together. Even that April, which I do not love, looks really, really good when they're all together. So yeah, in terms of my favorites, let me rank these real quick. I'm gonna give Michelangelo number 1. He's still my favorite. I just love what they did with him. Then Raphael, and then I'm between Leonardo and Splinter. I'm trying to decide if I'm even between them because Splinter's like the new guy and it's like the shiny new toy. I don't know. You know what? I got to give it to Leonardo above Splinter, but then Splinter's close behind, and then trailing the pack is April. I'm sorry, April. You had some issues, but overall, I'm very excited about this line. I'm glad that I jumped in. I love this mashup, this Universal Monsters mashup, and I love that they use sort of the realistic take from the movie stuff. So very, very cool. I will continue with this line. Casey Jones is next. Very excited to add another Casey Jones to my collection, and then see what else they got. I always get very excited for these figures, and this dude is no exception. So that is it. Splinter as Van Helsing, or is it Van Helsing as Splinter? I don't know, but let me know what you guys think about this figure. Comment, subscribe, drop me a like, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.